Welcome to Thrive Talking, the Making Men Great Again podcast. Our new podcast dedicated to providing men with both the content and community needed to thrive and achieve greatness. Are you ready to thrive and become the man you were born to be? If the answer is yes, join the Brotherhood of Man and become our brethren today. I'm your host, Tommy, and I'm joined, as always, by my hombre, noble steed, close friend, companion, and your co-host, the guru of Garswood, Samuel. How you doing today, brother?
Mate, it's another rousing introduction and speech. I had scenes of Winston Churchill then in Parliament.
I've challenged myself to add something to your title when I introduce you each week, so
It's getting better and better, mate. I think you should keep going on that. The guru of Garswood. everyone, all the listeners are googling now. Where's Garswood? Can't be giving me address away.
You must excuse my manners, Sam. I realised listening back to last week's episode that I didn't ask you how you're doing your training, saying your prayers, and taking your vitamins.
Absolutely, brother. Double time now. There's your answer.
Most importantly, are you thriving?
Yes and no. I think it's safe to say that we all have up and down days, don't we? Not every week's going to be a week full of delights and positivity. But in general, I can't really complain. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm really good, to be honest. I'd like to say that I'm thriving. I've just got off the back of a 19-hour fast this time. It's not my usual 24-hour fast day because we're recording a day earlier. But just circumstances led me to a 19-hour fast. Broke that with some eggs, some homemade bread that was lovingly baked by the missus. And then I've just enjoyed a big ribeye steak. So, I can't complain. Washed down with a glass of milk.
Good. I do often do the intermittent fasting without even thinking about it, to be honest. Not quite the full 24 hour, because mine works out at about 16 hours, I'd say, from the previous evening till about midday the next day. But I really do struggle to go any further than that without the hunger taking over.
Yeah, I completely understand. There was one point in time where, if I went any longer than 2.5, 3 hours when I was into my bodybuilding, I was shoveling food in.
Yeah,
I actually used to get like griping pains in my stomach because I needed food, but I've gone the opposite way now. The longer they go, the better I feel almost, and it's quite addictive. But yeah, I'm the same. 16 hours is sort of the minimum intermittent fast that I do, and then once a week, we get the 24-hour fast in there as well, and I really feel good for that. And Sam, you'll be proud of this one. Just before we hit the record button, fresh out of a freezing cold shower.
Oh, delightful.
And something quite drastic has happened at my home address, because we've actually turned the hot water off now completely.
Really?
And it sounds more dramatic than it actually is, because we have solar panels that keep the water tank topped up, so it still is warm, but we've turned the heating of the hot water off from the boiler, and I'm finding I can't get the water cold enough. So we're going to have to pencil a phone call in with the providers up here, Northumbrian Water, and tell them that that the water's not cold. The water's not cold enough, and they're preventing me from thriving. No, but,
That'll be an interesting phone call, won't it?
Joking aside, the showers are getting colder for longer, and feeling great, feel nice and fresh, and raring to go.
Good, glad to hear it. Honestly, I'm surprised my boiler still works at this point, because it never actually kicks in anymore. It hasn't done for years. No, saying that, yeah, I have to do the dishes with hot water, but other than that, that's the only time it gets used. And it's not even to save money; it's just because I like having a cold shower. I can't do any different now. But there you go.
Yeah,
let's
brilliant.
get going.
Well, it's episode 7, Sam.
I know, wow.
And we're here to talk about another of the Thrive in 5 pillars to achieving greatness today. But before we get into that, do you want to tell us a little bit about how you've been challenging yourself since last week's episode?
Well, like I said last week and previous weeks, I am still training for a triathlon, which is happening this coming weekend. Me and a few mates were going abroad to Germany to do it. So it's been a big push. It's been a big push the past 2 weeks. So that's the way I've been challenging myself. I've been pushing myself to the limits on the swims, the runs, the biking, specifically the swimming. The swimming has gone up tenfold now. It's getting quicker. It's getting a lot faster.
Now. Yeah.
Not quite.
I've got an image of you just gliding through the water like meet the Zoan.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean there. For all the listeners, just Google that, meet the Zoan in the swimming pool. That's a good one. No, I'm known as Sam the Shark now. I'm that fast.
Excellent.
But yeah, challenging myself in that way, because that's quite a bit of focus, to be honest. And
what stroke is it you're doing in all seriousness?
Just front crawl.
Front crawl.
But yeah, it's the only one you can do really when you're doing a triathlon. You don't see many people butterflying at the start of a triathlon.
What about a nice relaxing breaststroke?
No, you wouldn't. You just wouldn't get anywhere, unfortunately. Everyone would be finished by the time you start.
No, listen.
But yeah,
I was just going to tell the brethren, Sam, that I was deeply upset not to have got the invitation out to Germany. And I was telling you earlier about what a fine specimen I am, and such an athlete that I could take part in a triathlon without the training.
Yeah. Yeah, you did get me a bit upset though, didn't you, mate?
No,
I've only been training for 3 months solid, but you go out and do it straight away.
Well, it's well known. It runs in the family. The brother did drop into a marathon in a cycling trip from one side of California to the Mexican border without training. We have been known to pull these extraordinary feats off. I remember watching the brother-in-law do the Ironman a couple of years ago, and I thought I'll just strip off and just join in unannounced and surprise everyone, coasting through the finish line without breaking sweat.
Good luck, mate.
No, joking aside, I think it's brilliant, mate, that you're doing that, and I'm looking forward to hearing more when you're back from the trip next week.
Yeah. How have you been challenging?
Have you been challenging yourself?
Oh, Christ. I'm sure I'm going to be a hypocrite and post some pictures on social media.
We'll let you off, mate, as long as you're not posing.
No, I won't be naked.
Have I been challenging myself? It's a good question, really. I've taken on a couple of DIY projects since last time. including the fitting of a downpipe on some guttering on my garage. Don't ask, but something that I wouldn't. There's some things that I'm pretty confident with, and I don't mind getting stuck into. There's other things where I wouldn't know where to start because it's not something I've done before. But I thought, what the hell, I'll figure it out. And I've got quite a nice looking downpipe now that's been moved to one side to accommodate a nice up down light that's been installed on the external wall of the garage. So quite pleased with that. Something so simple, like we were saying last week, something so simple, but it was a challenge nonetheless, and I feel good because it's been a success.
Yeah, that's good. Like we said, it doesn't have to be some monumental event or a marathon or anything. It's just something simple what you've overcome.
Yeah,
and it does sound boring, like I fitted a downpipe, but to you, you've achieved something there, so that's
exactly.
good, isn't it? I wouldn't know how to do that, and I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't know either. So,
well, there's a will, there's a way, though, my friend.
Certainly is, mate. Certainly is.
Just taking a break from the episode for a moment there, as we are proud to announce that once again, this episode is brought to you by our brothers at Honourbound. Honourbound is a brand new clothing brand, homegrown in Lancashire, England, which combines style, elegance, and patriotism beautifully to offer a range of high-quality garments and designs that celebrate Britain's strength, class, and might. As I record this advert, I'm sat wearing my Honourbound Writer t-shirt in the sporting green, and it's absolutely beautiful. If you haven't checked them out already, head to Honourbound, so that's honour-bound.co.uk/discount/Thrive Talking. Or follow the link in the bio to redeem your exclusive 15% discount. And that's for the brethren, that's for the listeners of Thrive Talking podcast, with a further 5% being donated to charities supporting UK military veterans. How great is that? Thrive Talking, Making Men Great Again podcast is all about supporting like-minded men on our journey together towards achieving greatness. So support the podcast today by treating yourself to some Honourbound merchandise. You will not regret it. Thank you. So you said that you're not thriving 100% at the moment. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the barriers before we get into it? What you're struggling with, Sam? Lay it out on the table for the brethren.
I think I am only human, and like any other human, we have our ups and downs, mentally, mainly. And to be honest, I just had a weekend where I was a bit fed up. You know what I mean? Like I was a bit lost, although I was still doing my training as I normally would. I'd finished that for the weekend, and I was like, right, what am I going to do now? And it was just one of them where I had nothing to do. Obviously, you could probably say, well, there's loads of things you can do. You can go out, you can go for a walk, you can paint your room or something. But I just lost all motivation to do anything this weekend, and I just had a moment where, well, it wasn't just a moment; it was probably a full day where I thought, flipping heck, I'm a bit lost. I'm a bit fed up today. But I brought myself back. From it. I give myself a good telling off. Talked to a few friends, my mum and dad, and just picked myself up and got back in that good headspace.
Good.
I know that I've got this goal of the triathlon, so I thought I'll just give myself a good slap and thought, just get yourself sorted, Sam. There's nothing to be miserable about.
Yeah.
So that was it. Just a moment.
It's easy done, mate. It's easy done. Especially in them moments where we're on our own and there's a bit of boredom sets in and we don't quite know what to do with ourselves. I've been there myself. So, but fair play to you for owning it and bouncing back. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
But a rumor has come across my desk that is quite concerning, Sam, and that is that you may have succumbed to the age-old temptress that is a digestive biscuit. Can you confirm nor deny these reports?
Listen, to all the listeners out there, before we started this podcast, me and Tommy have a little chat on camera. And I did have a full pack of digestives in my hand. And he said he's going to call me out, and he's called me out, so fair play to you, mate. Fair play to you. I deserve it.
We're all about holding each other accountable, Sam, and I'd like to think you'd do the same for me, my friend.
I've sinned. I've sinned.
Are you sorry, though?
I am, because not only have you made me feel bad, I actually feel terrible for eating them. And I only had 2 digestive biscuits, you know what I mean? It's not like I've ate a bag of sweets or chocolate.
Just for pure fun now, Sam, if they're still within arm's reach, just read out the ingredients for us.
Yeah, they are, mate. And I, as we were speaking before the podcast, I read it. I kind of started reading it out to you, but this is what's in it, and this is quite shocking, to be honest. And you look at a digestive and you think there can't be much in that, but here we go. You've got wheat flour, you've got palm oil,
disgusting.
You've got wholemeal flour, you've got sugar, you've got rapeseed oil,
goodness me,
inverted sugar syrup, raisin agents, ammonium hydrogen carbonate, and salt. I mean, some of them things on there, like, I mean, obviously inverted sugar syrup, yeah, but the ammonium hydrate, you know what I mean? It's just words.
It sounds
that
like
strike fear.
Yeah, it sounds like something that belongs in a test tube, not in your stomach.
Yeah, so true.
Listeners, Sam's gearing up for a triathlon this weekend. Would you put rapeseed oil in a supercar before it's due to race around the track at Silverstone?
No, you
What's the answer
wouldn't,
to that one, Sam? Sam, I'm
going.
No, that's enough, Sam. I think you've learnt your lesson.
We've proved a point there, haven't we?
We have. Let that be a lesson to all you folks out there listening in.
Don't eat digestives. Anyway,
going back to challenge, Sam, and reflecting on last week's episode when I think it was the day after that it was published on all the platforms and it went live. I was reading an article that popped up, and it was a Men's Health article, funnily enough, about just a workout routine, and there was a quote in there. It was the actual workout routine from the film Taxi Driver. The main character played by Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
And it was the workout that he does in the film. And then there was just a little quote that I pulled from that, and I thought it was brilliant, and it just linked in beautifully with what we spoke about last week with challenge. And the quote is again from the main character, and he says, "From now on, I'm going to do 50 push-ups each morning, 50 pull-ups. There'll be no more pills. There'll be no more bad food, no more destroyers of my body. From now on, it'll be total organisation. Every muscle must be tight." And I just really like that.
That's pretty cool, that, isn't it? I like that. It's so simple, isn't it? Literally anyone, especially the push-ups and the pull-ups, was it? Or the sit-ups, was it?
50 push-ups, 50 pull-ups.
Yeah, I know. It's. I mean, not everyone's going to do 50 push-ups straight off the bat, are they? Let's be honest. But you can start with one, can't you? At least there's a challenge, and then cutting out the crap food as well.
And you don't need to do them all at once. Like when I first started, sort of reclaiming my health and well-being and started doing a bit of exercise again after a couple of years away and falling into bad habits, I had to start small and build back up, and it was a case of doing 10 reps and then having a break and then doing another 10, just because you can't knock 50 or 100 out all at once, it doesn't mean that you can't do them throughout the course of the day. And that's something that the great Mark Sissons has spoken about. I don't know if you're familiar with him, Sam, but
I'm not sure.
For all the listeners out there, I'd recommend that you check out Mark Sissons. He's done a couple of episodes on the Joe Rogan podcast, and he's the founder of Primal Kitchen, and he was one of the founders of the Primal Diet. And he talks about micro workouts, where just throughout the day you can drop and do 10, 20 push-ups, you can get down and do a plank, you can do some bodyweight squats just through the day. You might be waiting for the kettle to boil or standing at your desk in between emails. It really is as simple as that.
Yeah, nice and easy. It sounds like a good idea, to be honest. I mean, it's not something I've heard of before, that, to be honest. I think when we think about working out, we think about doing it in one straight hit, don't we? In one session, whatever that may be, morning, noon, or night. But yeah, it's definitely worth thinking about, for sure.
Okay, Sam, should we get into the meat and gravy, as we say on this podcast?
Yes, we shall.
So today, as we've already alluded to, we're speaking about another of the Thrive in 5 components from our Thrive in 5 philosophy, the 5 pillars that are designed to help you thrive and achieve greatness as a man. And we're going to be talking about play in particular. Now, right, Sam. Well, we've been whittering on a little bit there, but it's good to get the business out of the way. But I think it's high time that we get into the meat and gravy of this week's episode, as we say on this podcast. So, yes, as we've already alluded to, we will be discussing another of the components from our Thrive in 5 philosophy, the 5 pillars designed to help men thrive and achieve greatness. And this week, we are doing a deep dive into play. Sam, are you ready to play out tonight, my friend?
I wish I was. I wish we was, mate. I'd love a kickabout on the garden right now. But yeah, I certainly am.
I'm looking forward to this one, mate. But first, I thought it would be good just to finish some of the business and introduce the Brethren Bulletin, which is another sort of new segment in which we're just going to quickly go over some updates, some feedback and reviews that we've received from the Brethren from the previous week's episodes, and we've had some good feedback this week, Sam. I know we always share what's come across our desks with each other throughout the week, as and when it comes in. We've had some emails, we've had some Spotify reviews, we've had some personal messages. So I just thought it'd be good to share a couple of these with the rest of the listeners, because we've had some really good stuff coming in.
Yeah, go for it.
And I know you in particular enjoyed this one, Sam. So, a friend of the podcast, one of the brethren, known as Vance. Vance is an automobile engineer. He's a budding author. He's a mixed martial artist. He's an all-round incredible man, and he's embarked on this journey with us because he wants to get better still. And he's been giving us some feedback over the past couple of weeks. He's been reaching out to both Sam and I, and he left us a review, which was entitled "The Cold Shower." So I'll just read this out for you. So interesting that he actually wrote this in third person as well, which added an extra layer to it. So here we go. Vance had always been a man of great intentions and questionable follow-through. But today, after his usual dog walk, a strong internal pep talk, he decided, today's the day I finally listened to Sam's advice on cold showers. The podcast Thrive Talking had promised boundless energy, bulletproof immunity, and a newfound zest for life. All from standing under an Arctic waterfall in your own bathroom. Vance squinted at his phone with fuzzy vision. His eyes had become shriveled, raisin-like orbs, a gift from age. That glorious stage of life where you're unmistakably closer to the finish line than the start. The old decrepit decline to the grave. Hell yeah, Vance was a true realist. His glasses, placed somewhere safe, which in Vance's universe meant absolutely lost forever. Damn it. Where the hell did I leave them? He thought, jabbing at his phone screen like a chicken pecking grain. Finally, he managed to set a timer for what he believed was 10 seconds. A gentle entry into this icy hell, just as Sam suggested. Once inside the shower, he felt the hesitancy of all hesitancies, a showdown between comfort and courage, age and aspiration. Then, in a moment of reckless bravery, he dunked his head under. Immediate regret. Vance nearly passed out. Attempt 2. Full body. Holy smokes, can't breathe. Attempt 3. Full body again. This time, there were 2 ominous popping sounds and a sharp electrical pain in the groin. Vance's nuts retreated like frightened turtles into the same pouches they dropped out of when he was a teen. Age had already delivered him the ball stretch predicament. 2 nuts hanging in a football sock scrotum, long since resigned to gravity's cruel joke. Vance often wondered at what age they'd finally start dragging along the floor like 2 sad tumbleweeds. This aging thing is brutal. And then, the willy. Gone. Missing in action. It had retreated so far in, it now resembled a snail's eye after a curious poke. Surely that alarm should have gone off by now. Alas,
God.
Vance's raisin eyes had set the countdown not to 10 seconds but 10 minutes. But despite the shock, pain, and existential questions about his future as a smooth-bottomed old man, Vance emerged transformed. He felt refreshed, sharp, and ready to attack the working day with the ferocity of a caffeinated honey badger. And he finished that review with thank you, Sam and Tommy, for the advice on Thrive Talking, the biggest podcast sweeping every corner of the globe and beyond. Thank you, fellas. Truly, thank you.
Vance, that was the greatest story ever told. I absolutely loved every minute of that. And thank you as well for actually trying the cold water. I understand it's hard and it may have taken you back a bit, let's just say, but fair play, you've tried it. Take it that next bit further, my friend. See how you get on. beautiful.
I couldn't have put it better, Sam. And that is just one of the best reviews you're ever likely to see on anything. That's what we're all about, Luke. And if we can inject a little bit of humour into something as serious as making men great again, which it is, then it's important that we do that. We spoke about how good laughter is and how beneficial that is to our mental and physical health. So yeah, keep them coming, please. If you've got a similar experience to share like Vance's, then please do reach out and let us know, and keep us entertained.
Right, Tommy.
What have you had in, Sam? Anything?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, just feedback-wise. I mean, I haven't had anything as impressive as that. But the two people who have sort of give me some feedback, mainly it was about my whinge of the week. To be honest, it seems to be an enjoyable piece for the podcast, and I can understand why, because everyone likes to hear someone whinge, and it has got a bit of humour in it. So, yeah, they said that was the best part of the podcast. Ignoring everything else, the whinge of the week was the highlight.
Perhaps some of the listeners feel as strongly against vapes as we do, Sam. So
absolutely, I think it probably is that.
The message is resonating, but
it certainly is.
As well as I know you, Sam, and we've joked about this many a time. Like we've been to some beautiful places together, and we've shared some great experiences. But you always manage to find something to complain about. So it made a lot of sense to get this new segment in there, and again inject a little bit of fun into the otherwise serious podcast. But that leads us very nicely into Sam's whinge of the week.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? And we're going to get a jingle for this, and it's going to be amazing. But this week's whinge of the week is something that is really annoying me at the minute, and is annoying me for the past few months. And it's vapes. No, I'm joking. No, this week's whinge of the week is I'm going with social media, but specifically people and how they're using social media. So, for example, why does everyone need to post every single thing that they do on social media? We're talking Instagram stories, we're talking Facebook stories, we're talking Facebook walls, but no more so I'm leaning towards the Instagram story. Now, I might be hypocritical and say, well, we use Instagram to promote this. We want people to see it because it's a good way to gain traction and people to see what we're doing, but we're doing a good thing here. Someone posting what they've had for the tea every night, posting where they've been to a restaurant, posting a glass of champagne. Oh, look at me, I'm at the airport. Let's post a picture of a pint in the airport. Little things like that are driving me insane. Reason being is because why? No one's bothered. No one really is bothered. And it's probably, I could say, well, just don't look at it if it's bothering you that much. But I am a victim of the time that we live in. I do scroll social media and I see these things and it's driving me insane. There's people who will post every 5 minutes of the day what they're doing. These people aren't celebrities. They're just normal human beings posting absolute shite on the social media. And
language.
Sorry. And listen, folks, if you're someone who's doing this, why are you doing it? Like, do you really need that external validation so much that you need to post that your sausage and chips on a plate every night? Because, my God, it's boring. Yes, we know you're going on holiday, checking in at the airport. Oh, look, there's a plane. Brilliant, fantastic. I don't give a monkeys. But there you go. There's my whinge of the week. Social media, slow it down, people.
But most importantly, Sam, off the back of that, and I totally agree, and through coming off social media, I've relieved myself of all that anger and frustration with people. But what impact is it having on men? How is it preventing them from thriving and being great again?
Yeah,
we've got to link it back to the podcast.
Of course, and we've said it in the past about social media and technology. It's like, I think you said it on a few podcasts ago. Couples, families, they're going into restaurants, and you've seen it. Everyone's got the head down in the phones, and you think you're not connecting there straight away. Why are you not connected? You've gone out for an hour and a half, 2 hours to enjoy a meal. Put your phone down just for an hour and talk to the people who are around you, and challenge yourself. If that's what you want to do, it could be a challenge. Put your phone down for 2 hours. Put it on airplane mode. Forget it even exists. Nothing is that important. You know what I mean? Unless you are responsible for another human being and you need your phone. You know what I mean? Or there's a medical emergency pending. But Jesus, just put your phone away. That's it. That's all I've got to say on it. I don't want to get too upset.
No, thank you for sharing, Sam.
Absolutely, no worries.
That was quite the whinge, sir. And just off the back of that, guys, listen to Sam. You know, social media is damaging your real life connections with family, friends, and nature. So give it a rest.
Thank you.
Okay, Sam. So play. What is it? What does it mean? Why is it important?
For me, play is, as it says, it's going and doing something that hopefully you're going to enjoy. So when I think of play, the first thing I think about is, like doing some form of activity, whether that be playing a sport, whether that be playing with your family, playing a game, a board game, playing outside, kicking the ball about. There's so many different things what you can say about play. And then we incorporate that with all the rest of the pillars, what we spoke about before. You're playing, if you're playing with family and friends, you're connecting. If you're playing a sport, you're challenging yourself. So I think that's what I would say on play first and foremost, and I'm keen to hear what you're thinking about it.
Yeah, totally agree, Sam. And I really like this one because some people might think, who've been paying attention and who've listened to each of the previous episodes and they're familiar with what the Thriving 5 pillars are, they might question where exercise falls into that and physical activity, whether that's endurance training, strength training, taking part in sports, but play incorporates all of that, and that's why I really enjoy it. And then it also involves sort of, I don't know the right word for it, but play that doesn't involve much physical exertion, like you've just mentioned. It could be a board game or sort of a mental exercise that some people like Sudokus and
yeah, definitely.
And, crosswords and things like that. So it incorporates so much, which is why I really like it. And I mean, the main things for me would be, like you've said, it's taking part in sports, whether that's team sports, whether it's getting out there and doing stuff solo or with family. It's physical exercise, in whatever format that may be. It's doing those things where you're also connecting with family and loved ones, whether that's board games or playing any type of game that you do at a gathering with friends and family. It's all of that, and that is so important for a whole host of reasons. And I think we've spoken about this before when we introduced it, Sam. Children play. Do adults play? It's they should do, and some will do, but I think it's something that's lost, isn't it? Just getting out there and exploring and play it. Like, how many grown men do you see just going climbing a tree or wading through a stream and just mucking about?
Yeah.
And
well, you don't. Yeah.
There's so much lost because playing it encourages creative thinking. It's the physical exercise. It's the connecting with nature, with family. There's so many benefits to it, and it's. I think you mentioned this in one of the other episodes, Sam, about all you sort of making use of all your senses.
Yeah.
And it's incredibly beneficial, and I do think it's something that's sort of lost a little bit when you grow up. That sense of adventure and that playfulness, which is so important. It's just having fun. In simple terms, it's having fun, whatever that might be. To really keep it simple there. So to get a little bit more scientific about the benefits of it. So we all know why exercise is good for us. Cardiovascular exercise, the stuff you're doing for your triathlon training, Sam. Strengthens your heart and lungs, improves circulation, strengthens your immunity, lowers the risk of different diseases.
Yeah.
It makes you fitter, it makes you stronger. Weight training increases bone density, strengthens the joints and the tendons, boosts your mood and self-esteem, reduce risks of injury, improves your posture, and then also releases those endorphins that we spoke about previously, Sam, and that gives you that feel-good factor and that buzz.
Yeah.
So they're all benefits for play. Having fun as well, obviously, it reduces stress, it improves your mood. It just boosts your health overall, and it's a good tool for anti-aging, for improving your emotional well-being, fighting off stress and anxiety and depression. And that for me is in a nutshell is why play is so important and why we need to speak about it.
Yeah, you've made a lot of good points there, Tommy, and I agree with a lot of it. It's quite simple in it when you say about having fun and play. I mean, when you're playing, you should be having fun, whatever you're doing, really. And like last week when you give the definition of the word challenge, I've just brought it up here. Play, engage in activity for enjoyment, recreation, rather than a serious or practical purpose. And I think that's basically sums it up really nice. Like you said, though, I think one of the biggest benefits of play, whatever that may be, is like you said, reducing stress. I think that's absolutely massive there, if not the biggest thing, because we wouldn't go into doing whatever we're doing, whether it be sport or playing a board game. You wouldn't go into that thinking, "Oh, this is really going to stress me out." Else, why would you do it? Like the whole point is is to lower that cortisol and that stress hormone, and get rid of them anxious feelings what you might have had. A recent example. I don't know if you've heard of it, but there's in Liverpool. There might be other places, but there's a cafe that's just for board games. I can't remember what it's called now. It's some board game cafe, but it's just wall to wall of all board games. There's like thousands of board games in there.
Sounds
and
great.
It's but you think as an adult, like, you don't really play board games that much, do you? Really, or I don't anyway. But when you go in this cafe, it's like all your senses light up straight away. You've got all these board games and colours and everything, and you're like, you can't possibly be sad going into this cafe, and then you start playing. obviously you go in there with someone because you can't play a board game alone. So, and that's where the connect comes in, and that's where the challenge comes in as well.
Yeah.
You're connecting, you're challenging, and you're playing all at once, and it's just a fantastic thing to do.
I love that. I love that, Simon. It's a great example. I mean, we love a board game in my house, but it's something that doesn't come out often enough. Really, it's reserved for sort of like Christmas time and parties. And I've said to the missus a few times, like, why don't, when we're sat sometimes just wasting away in front of the telly, it's like, why don't we actually just get a game out and have like connect and have fun and challenge ourselves cognitively at the same time. And
yeah,
you think about like when you do that, the laughter, the connections that you're having with other people, you are challenging yourself cognitively because you're having to think about what you're doing. It's so refreshing. It's revitalizing. It's such an important thing, and people think that it's a bit silly sometimes, don't they? And I think that's something that we'll speak about in barriers. They think that playing is silly. They think that it's childlike. They think that they shouldn't do that as a grown up. But on the contrary, I think that it's so important. It's something that we should be doing more of.
Because for me, who's played sport and is involved in athletic events, I'm not an athlete, but the triathlon and whatever. For me to go and play, sit in a board game cafe, it's just not something I'd normally do. But when I went, and I've been before, like I'm laughing, like you're challenging yourself because it's a board game. You just can't not enjoy yourself doing something like that, and that is a form of play. And the more friends you do it with family, friends, you're going to have a good time, and that's what it's all about, I think. Definitely.
Any particular examples of play that are sort of your favourite stuff that you incorporate in your life more than others? Something that you really get the benefit from?
I'd definitely say, for me, it's probably the training, the working out, if we can class that as play. I certainly will anyway, because it's something I enjoy doing, definitely. But more so if I'm doing that with friends, then it does become, in a way, taking you back to my childhood, where you play out with friends. You're just doing it in a different way. You're doing it as an adult, and it's a bit more. It's a bit different. I mean, you've got all the stresses of life still, but when you come together and play, you sort of forget everything, and like you've just listed all the things that are reducing the stress, and everything like that is what makes it good. So things like literally going to that board game cafe, that was a great example of something. Going swimming with my friends, again, playing, or whether it's going to the gym with friends and family. I do train with my family as well. And like you said there, with you can't, we shouldn't limit board games to Christmas. And I know that's a time when a lot of people do get together that don't normally get together, and board games are a great way to do that. I am going on about board games way too much here, but it's stuck in my head now.
To the new board game podcast.
I just realised how many times I've said board games. I'm making myself bored. Yeah, but that's just what I think about when I think about playing, and obviously I'll just, one more example. I think I give it last week about being with my son, and you know how little kids are. He's only 6. Everything to a 6-year-old is playing, literally everything, but even going to bed at playtime, and just kicking the ball about with my son. To him it's playing, and to me it's playing as well, but it's a lot more than that for me. It's reducing so much stress. It's giving me all them nice hormones, and it's just making me feel good. And I think that should be the aim of play in general.
Absolutely. So, to the brethren who are listening in, just stop and think about it for a moment. Like, as silly as it might sound to you, do you currently play? Do you play enough? Just stop and think about it. Consider the things that we've said, and you should be having fun. There is nothing wrong with playing and having fun, in whatever format that may be.
What do you think, Tommy? What things would you do to play and enjoy and have fun?
Very much the same as what you've already said, Sam. Like, one of the big things for me has always been spending time with friends and doing that in the gym. I've always preferred training with other people than going at it solo. The same results you get in there. You're doing, if you're looking at it from a physical standpoint, you're getting in there, you're doing your training.
Yeah.
You're hitting those weights, whatever it is that you're doing, same results, but different experience when you do it with friends, because you are incorporating that play in there as well, and that connect. That's something that I miss at the moment since I moved up to Northumberland. But it's something that I'm looking to get back into. One of my favourite examples was past couple of years before we moved up here. Once a week, sometimes twice a week, I'd go to a very good friend of mine in my brother's house. He had a big double garage that my brother built for him, full equipped with all sorts of different weightlifting equipment, anything that you could possibly need to get a good workout in. And the three of us would get together for a couple of hours. We'd train really hard, we'd push each other, but we'd have such a good time, like music on, dancing around in between sets, poking fun at each other, just having a right good laugh. And that to me was play, and it was incredible. And I used to drive home feeling revitalised, feeling so happy. Not only was I getting the physical benefits of the strength training, but I was mentally as well. The laughter, the release of those endorphins, just such good fun. And I'd look forward to it each and every week. And it's something that I do miss at the moment. But I'm fortunate enough to have a couple of friends up here now, and we've got plans to get some get the garages kitted out and equipped, so we can hopefully start doing that at home up here as well. So that's one example. I think something else is just exploring an adventure, Sam, and that's something that we've done together, like going camping, going for a wild swim. And I've got a date in the diary to meet up with another of the friends of the podcast to do that in the coming weeks, which I'm looking forward to. It's something I've always enjoyed, just having really good fun and incorporating that cold water therapy in as well, Sam.
That's it. Glad to hear it, mate.
And then off the back of that, it's just the stuff that you do with family. Like you said, me and the missus always enjoy a board game. When we go away or when we spend time with like parents or friends and have a games night, that's always really good fun. Even like, and I've mentioned this a few times now, but it's something that we really enjoy when we do get a moment's peace, getting outside, getting grounded, taking a ball out and just having a good old game of catch.
Yeah.
Something so simple as just throwing a ball between the two of you. It can be such good fun. And of course, as you've already mentioned, Sam, having a child now, everything that they do is an adventure. They're exploring everything. They're just having such fun, whatever it is that they're doing, and just it takes you back, doesn't it? You sort, that's one of the beauties of fatherhood. You can relive your own childhood again, and you can you get that playfulness back, and you find yourself doing the silliest of things, but you're having a great time.
Yeah, Absolutely. You'll learn as your little lad gets older. Just kicking a ball about, and you start like you'll take your kids to the park, and you'll be getting involved. You'll be climbing up climbing frames again. Like, if you did that when a kid wasn't there, it's weird, isn't it? But when the kid's there, it's like completely normal, and it's fun. It's a fun thing to do. Like, we remember when we used to climb trees, and it's just so much fun.
You underestimate me, brother. Listen, every time we take Albert to the park, first opportunity I get, I'm on them swings. You don't need to worry about. You don't need to worry about that, mate.
Are you in them baby ones where you have to put your feet through as well?
Can't quite get my quads through the apertures there, but I have not for the want of trying.
At least you've given it a go.
No, you're absolutely right. Yeah, it's having fun is so important for a number of different reasons, and like we said, that can be physical. It can be like just doing cognitive exercises. It's such an incredible thing, and I do think it's lost. I do think it's lost on a lot of adults today and a lot of grown men.
I think what a good thing to do is sort of look back at your childhood, remember what you did. For me, it was I lived in on a street, obviously, but it wasn't on a main road or anything like that. And there was a big group of friends, all the same age, on our little street. And I think back, and it was just you knock on your friend's door, are you coming out to play? And you just go out, and it didn't matter what you did. You could do anything that day. You could ride a bike. You could go and play hide and seek for 3 hours, build a den, go and jump on someone's roof. There's so many things and I'm not talking as an adult. Go out and start playing hide and seek all day because that would be slightly weird. But try to somehow think about your childhood. Think about how much you enjoyed it with your friends, and move that forward a few years and see what you can do with your friends now and family. But obviously, adult version of that. And that could be just going out for a chat with a friend, sitting in a pub, and just having a good time. I mean, it's not exactly literally. It's not exactly. You're not physically exerting yourself, but you are in some way playing, because hopefully you'll be having a chuckle, like you just said. Unless, of course, like I said last week, you don't like your friends. Then again, you probably shouldn't be there in the first place. But yeah, definitely. You said there, Tommy, about like the different like Sudokus and word searches and stuff like that. That's definitely a form of play, I would say. It's not to the extreme of physically challenging yourself, but we are talking mental as well. And if that's something you want to do on your own, absolutely brilliant. We'd always encourage you, to keep your brain ticking over, to keep that mental clarity, focus, because there's nothing worse than having nothing to do. Like I said before earlier in the podcast, I had nothing to do, and there's so many things I could do, but I'd told myself I've nothing to do when there is a million things to do, and I should have thought, really, I need to engage my brain a bit here. I can play, I can connect with other people, and I can challenge myself all in one. So yeah, lots of things to think about.
I'd like to think we've done a good job there, Sam, of highlighting why play is so important and what it actually means. But I really do hope that the brethren listening in are that resonates with them and that they understand where we're coming from. Like, as silly as all this may sound, just think about it and just try and incorporate it. For me, I feel like every man should have at least, a little bit of time each day dedicated to play.
Yeah.
And we're all operating under different sets of circumstances. Some of us have got children. Some of us are single. Some of us are older. Some of us are younger. We're all at a different point in time in our lives, in a different place, but we can incorporate that in a number of different ways. We've just given you a number of examples there. It could be going and getting involved in I mean, I used to love having a kickabout with my mates, having a good old game of red arse or heads and
God,
volleys.
yeah, love
Just
that.
anything like that. Sam, we've missed out arguably one of the best examples. When we get together and we've got our guitars with us and we just have a jam and we play music together. The clue's in the title. It's play music.
That's it.
And I think back to when we were in a band together and we used to get together to rehearse for a couple of hours, and like the fun that you would have just rehearsing and playing music and creating something together. It like some of the best memories that I've got.
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt that's incredible. And like you said, the clue is in the title. You play an instrument, you play songs, you play music. It's something fun to do. Yeah. It is a verb, isn't it? It's a doing word. It's something that you should be doing. But yeah, absolutely. Playing music. I mean, I can imagine for everyone, most people listening, music is it's so important to everything. And there you go. There's an example. You play music.
And if you don't play an instrument, you've got a voice. We're not telling you to go out there and perform in front of hundreds of people. Like when you're having your cold shower, why don't you sing as well?
Yeah, why not? Get it all incorporated.
Yeah, it's just please dedicate some time each day. That could be playing with your children. It could be going doing some training with your friends. It could be going for an adventure. It could be having a board game with your family, a games night. It could, all of these different things you could be doing. So we'd encourage you to relive your childhoods and get out there and have some fun.
And one more thing, considering this podcast is probably going out mostly to adults, there is one more player that we haven't talked about, Tommy. Do you know what I'm going to say?
I'm concerned about what you're going to say.
A lot of people are thinking, well, you can play with yourself. And if that's what you want to do, folks, you go and play with yourself. But we'll leave that for another podcast.
It certainly won't be getting any airtime on the Making Men Great Again podcast, because I feel strongly that is one of the reasons that men aren't great today. But I don't want to get into it. But
it's a bit of fun, isn't it?
There is a place for having fun, intimate fun with those who you have a deep and loving connection with. Let's say I'm trying to be tasteful.
Hey, you don't have to be PC on this podcast. We're all right. It's a form of fun, isn't it? And that's what we're saying. As long as it's done in the right way, it's done in a meaningful way, and everyone's
enjoying circumstances.
Yeah, and everyone's enjoying it. Who's involved? Then play away, folks. Play away. But yeah, let's move on, my friend.
Right. It's time to address the barriers, Sam. There were so many men getting it wrong. I think I've just sort of touched on it briefly there, that I genuinely think that people consider it childlike. They think it's silly. They think that it's not something that a grown-up should be doing. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it does depend on what kind of play someone's doing. It's not often that you're going to see a load of grown men stood in a park throwing a frisbee around anymore. I think it does entirely depend on what you're doing. I think if you look at it from a point of view of like doing a sport or doing a workout, like you said in your friend's garage, then it's fine. But I think we're trying to say what's stopping people doing that kind of thing, and I think it comes down to, again, a bit of laziness. Again, we said it last week. People are too comfortable in the mundane lifestyle, whether that be they're just completely looked after by their other half and they don't have to lift a finger, or generally they just can't be bothered. Again, the laziness comes into it. And again, I'm going to repeat myself in so many podcasts, but there's so many things that link together. It's the social media, it's the technology. It's stopping people. Go on.
At what point does that? I've just had a thought there, Sam, when you're speaking. At what point does that become a thing, though, that you can't be bothered? Because when you're younger, going back to when you're a child and your mates are playing out, can you ever recall saying, oh, "I can't be bothered today. I just want to sit on couch and do nothing"? Like, at what point does that become? Does that actually become a thing? Like it's strange, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's maybe just a growing up. It's an adult thing, isn't it? As a kid, you've got no responsibilities. All the things you have to think about is what you're going to do that day. You're going to enjoy yourself. You don't have to think about them bills that need paying. You don't have to think about anything.
All the more reason for having fun, though, in playing.
Absolutely. But, like I said at the beginning, sometimes you just get stuck in that rut, that bad place mentally where you think, oh, God, I don't really want to do anything today. When you really should be doing the opposite. The thing that's going to make you feel better is probably going out, doing something, talking to a friend, doing a sport, doing a workout, playing a game, anything like that. But we're so like, there's a lot of people, I said the comfortability, we're easily distracted by our phones and technology and what's on TV. And, I imagine, like myself, sometimes you've done a full day's work, you get in. I mean, sometimes you're too tired to want to do anything. And therefore, your playing doesn't really come forward as much as it will. You just want to literally just sit there and rest. And I think that's where the barriers are. It's just generally adulthood could be a barrier in some way that you're just growing up, really. But it's how you get over that, isn't it? What you do to challenge yourself.
Yeah, it is, and I think you hit the nail on the head straight away, Sam. You said it depends on what type of play we're talking about, but I certainly do think that for some types of play that it is, because we're growing up and we think that it's silly, and I think there's a bit of embarrassment with that. I know some people feel uncomfortable. Do you know when there's young children around and people act silly to sort of entertain the child? I know some people feel embarrassed about that, and they're sort of self-conscious about looking silly when they're having an interaction with a child, and that's something that I've never experienced because I've been brought up with, there's always been young children around the family, lots of cousins and their children and nieces and nephews, and now friends having children, me having my own son now. So that's never something I've experienced, but I have seen it in other people, and people have been open about it and said that they feel a little bit stupid, just interacting with children, let alone actually sort of playing and having fun. But another barrier that I think is playing a part is that people don't consciously think of it. It's something that we've spoke about in every single episode so far, Sam. It's that self-awareness. It's people don't consciously think, oh, I'm gonna play, I'm gonna go and have some fun. They just sort of go through the motions, and for a lot of people, like you've said, Sam, there, and like we said last week, people are in autopilot and they're just coasting through life, and it's mundane, it's mediocre. There's no excitement. There's no sense of adventure anymore. There's no desire to explore and to have fun and to awaken all the senses. That's one of the things for me.
Yeah, I think like it just let's not. As soon as you get to an adult, you shouldn't just suddenly become boring and monotonous and think, oh, this is my life now. That little bit of silliness and that little bit of childlike, somewhat childlike behaviour is good because it keeps you fun and excited, and it keeps you youthful. Yeah, absolutely. And there's nothing wrong with it. If you feel like you look a bit silly to someone, then don't worry about it. To be honest, the general public, you probably won't see him again. And if your friends and family think you're being silly, well, it doesn't really matter what they think anyway, because they're probably still going to like you anyway, and that's the way you are.
Yeah, if they've anything about them, they'll join in and make a feel of themselves with you. Yeah, brilliant, excellent, Sam. So how do we overcome those barriers?
I think what we've already sort of touched on there. It's just, I guess it's a bit of confidence, like you said, self-awareness, self-confidence to just be yourself. Just let yourself be yourself. Just again, I said it last week. Push yourself out your comfort zone. Don't worry about what people think about you, or try not to as much as you can. Just enjoy yourself, enjoy your life. Get out and play, and play with your friends. If you want to adopt that mindset of being a youth as a kid, then why not? What's stopping you once a week, once a month, getting together with your friends and doing something? It's not that difficult. I mean, I guess like if you don't live around the corner from people like we don't anymore, it's not that. It's difficult, but we play in other ways. We're playing right now. This is us playing. This is us essentially playing in a way, isn't it? We're having a good time.
We're certainly having fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I think it's just a bit of confidence to do something that's you're gonna enjoy and is fun.
I really like what you said, Sam, about, and I think it's a great way to actually overcome the barrier is just stop for a moment and think back to your childhood and think about the things that you used to get up to and the things that you really enjoyed, and think about how you felt. And there's no reason why you shouldn't feel that way.
Yeah.
Just because you've got a different number on the on a piece of paper now, and you're older in years. There's no reason why you shouldn't still play and shouldn't have fun. So yeah, I'd encourage everyone to just dedicate a little bit of time each day to that, and let us know how it makes you feel. To the brethren, as always, get in touch via socials, via our email address. Tell us how you incorporate play into your life. What are you doing currently? How are you having fun? How does it make you feel? What are the physical and mental benefits of that? Tell us what you're going to do differently after listening to this episode this week. Hopefully, you're going to be coming back to us with all sorts that you've been up to, and me and Sam can have a good laugh reading some of your comments out next week.
Yeah, hopefully. If you've followed us on this journey so far up to this episode, by now I hope you've had a cold shower. If you've not, then go and have one. I hope you've connected with someone new, or your friends or family, and I also hope you've challenged yourself in some way. And now all we're asking you to do is go and have fun. This is not anything difficult. This is just common sense. Go and have fun. Live your life. Try and thrive the best you can. It's going to make you feel better and make other people around you feel better. So give it a go.
Yeah, couldn't have said it better myself, Sam. And to use one of our favourite catchphrases, it's not rocket science.
Yeah, it's as simple as that, isn't it? It's literally not rocket science.
We want to make the world a better place by making men great again. One episode at a time. But in reality, we're not asking much. It really is simple, as Sam's just said.
Yeah, it's not like we're asking for money or donations. We're asking you to do things that you can do. Doesn't cost money, and is going to make you happy. So why not try it?
Precisely, my friend.
Right. So we're moving on to accountability, Tommy, for both of us.
Always look forward to this, my friend.
Calling each other out, basically.
Yeah.
It's
going to get nasty.
It's going to get real nasty. We're just on the last few episodes, what we've said we're going to do. How are you getting on with that?
Really well, to be honest, mate. And the main thing for me is just through us having these conversations each and every week, it's getting me thinking a lot more. And I'm being very conscious about what I'm doing. I'm not getting it all right all the time.
Yeah.
Not by any means, but I am thinking consciously about everything that I'm doing. Or if I've not thought consciously and I've got something wrong, there's a realization afterwards and sort of a recognition of what's gone wrong and why, and there's that self-awareness there. And I'm just feeling so much better, mate. I'm really looking forward to recording an episode each week. It's giving me so much.
Yeah.
So much drive, motivation, encouragement. And that's just through us having the conversations, having the brethren reach out and get in touch, whether that's through a phone call, a message, or through the email or socials. It's really giving me everything that I need to want to carry on this journey to being the best version of myself and to keep improving. So specifically the things that I've sort of committed to so far, the big one for me has been sort of reducing that phone time, particularly when spending time with loved ones and not letting that get in the way and be a distraction. And I genuinely think that has reduced significantly. It's still a work in progress. It's still a problem. I'm still an addict, but I'm fighting it, mate. And we're going to beat it together as a community of men. I think I mentioned earlier in the episode the show. You know that I've been a fan of cold water therapy as long as you have, mate. It was just a matter of consistency for me. And as I said, the showers have been colder for longer. I just want to get out and do a little bit more wild swimming. With that, it's difficult having a young family and having commitments, but if I can get out even once a week or something like that and just get in that North Sea and really feel the cold but connect at the same time, then I will do that. Been having a lot of quality time with the missus and the son, and trying to prioritise a little bit of that time. At least, life gets in the way sometimes, but I've been trying to do that every day and really make the most of the weekends when there's no work, and really make sure that time is quality and that we're connecting on a deep, meaningful level. Diet's been superb, mate. I can't tell you. I'm feeling incredible. Lots of steaks, lots of meat, lots of dairy, lots of eggs.
All the eggs.
Yeah, a nice little 4-egg scramble. And in terms of challenge, yeah, like I said, I've taken on a couple of DIY projects with plans to do more. And I'm challenging myself right now to get some weight training to up the game with that, with my physical activity. I have been taking advantage of micro workouts, and I've been really reaping the benefits of that. But I want to get some really high intensity weight training back in there and start packing on some extra muscle mass, and that's something that I'm looking forward to.
Very good. It all sounds positive there, to be honest, mate. Like we can't ask any more as long as you're taking them little steps and in the right direction. You're going to be feeling good.
We're most certainly moving in the right direction. It's just a case of consistency now, and just incrementally adding to all of that. So, what about you, mate?
Yeah,
how are you getting on?
Same as most weeks, mate. I've still got the goal of the triathlon. Like I said, that's coming this weekend. And once that's done, what am I going to do after that? I don't really know yet. There'll be something that I'll come up with. But to be honest, the diet's been on point up until tonight when I had a couple of digestives. But I just needed it. I bought a pack and I was like, well, I'm going to have it.
You didn't need it.
I didn't need it. No, I wanted it.
Yeah,
that's the problem. Challenging myself.
You're a filthy addict.
Well, there's worse things you can be addicted to. So I'll be all right,
mate.
There is.
There is.
As for challenge, I'm challenging myself every day with the training. That's not stopped. So I'm gonna keep doing that. Like you, I do want to reduce my phone time as much as I can, but the way I communicate with my son specifically is via the phone and on FaceTime.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't live with me. He lives an hour away plus, so that's how I can communicate with him currently. And I won't be giving that up for nothing. So
no.
But it's when that's not happening, because obviously he does go to bed at some time. it's putting my phone down. I've started reading a new book, which is good.
What you reading, Sam?
The book's called Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. It's a really, really old book, but it's the undertones of a journey of sort of self-awareness and self-improvement via a journey on a motorcycle, and how the maintenance incorporates that, and it's amazing. It's one of them where you can't put it down, kind of thing.
Is the motorcycle a metaphor in some ways?
Yeah, it is.
Beautiful.
It is, but the story is about a family on a journey on a motorcycle. But it is a metaphor. Yeah, it links in quite well with the podcast, to be honest.
Yeah.
But the last thing, mate, I'll say, I still haven't smashed my TV up in the room, and I'm not going to smash it up. It's not in the room anymore, so we got there. I got it.
Yes.
It made it to the door last week, and then it made it out the room. So, there's an improvement.
Big step in the right direction.
It certainly is. Whether it goes back in the room or not, well, it's another question, isn't it? No, it won't. It certainly won't.
It better not.
It's been replaced by an air purifier. So
yes,
there you go.
Beautiful.
That's what we need.
There we go.
So there you go, mate. Yeah. That's my little accountability bit for this week.
Oh, that's brilliant, mate. I'm proud of the the progress you're making and sticking to those commitments that we've made. You did spoil what I was going to ask you actually by beating me to it with the TV in your bedroom, because I was gonna ask you.
Thought you might do.
Because everyone wants to know. Everyone wants to know where you're up to with that.
We've had thousands of emails just asking about my TV alone. So
is it still in there?
We needed to address it at some point.
Did are you getting on with your sort of preparation for your days out with your food, just to avoid the temptation of a Subway, as you've alluded to previously?
Yeah, well, do you know what? I'm going to be honest. It's not been brilliant this week. I haven't made any eggs for my days out on the road, which is every day for work. But I am trying to get them all foods in on the road. I'm just not making it myself. I will just say that and leave it at that.
You're making life difficult for yourself, my friend.
I don't want to incriminate myself any more than I already have.
No, but we're all about being honest, Sam, and that's all we can ask for. We're not here to make each other feel crap. It's rather to offer encouragement and help each other through these barriers.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'll get there, mate.
I don't know. We certainly will, my friend. So we make a commitment every week. What's the player pledge going to be for you, Sam?
I think it's going to be spending more time having fun with loved ones. I think that's probably something that I really do need to focus on. And that's both friends and family, definitely, in whatever way I can, because specifically with family, parents, we're not having fun and as much time together as I'd like. It's normally just fleeting visits, and that's probably it's more my fault than theirs, to be honest. I should be encouraging us to do things that doesn't involve just, a mundane routine chat once a week. So I'm gonna commit to that. I'm gonna pledge to that and see how we get on. What about you?
That's brilliant, mate. And on that, like, I think for the most part, all of us to varying extents will spend time with loved ones. But are we actually having fun during that time? And if not, why not? Because it should be fun spending time with loved ones. It should be a good time. We shouldn't be just going through the motions. Yeah, for me, Sam, it's a good one, this, because I do try and have a little bit of playtime every day. Anyway, but I probably just like to have more of that playtime. Yeah, just to have more fun in general, really.
Yeah.
To probably reduce the time sat on the couch in front of the telly, despite the temptations after a long, tiring day at work and everything else that's going on in life. And just try and have a little bit of fun instead. Whether that could be just having a game of cards with the missus, or we've got Connect 4 in the on the shelf somewhere, and Guess Who, and all the classics, frustration. So I think a little bit of that, a little bit of more playtime with my lad, rather than just actually watching him play, which gives me great enjoyment, but actually get involved with him. And he's getting a little bit bigger now, and he's good on his feet, and he started kicking balls around and picking them up and throwing them. So probably actively participating in that a little bit more with him, and that'd be great.
Love that.
So that's my pledge. Just all the same things, just more of it.
Yeah, and just as long as you're having fun with everything you do, you can't really go wrong, can you?
You can't, and finally, I think I've already mentioned that. Just want to get back doing a bit of weight training with friends and really enjoying that and getting obviously the physical benefit as well. So watch this space.
Brilliant.
To the listeners out there, let us know what your pledge is, your play pledge. What are you going to do differently? What are you committing to? We'd love to hear from you. And if you do get in touch, if we like what you've sent in, we'll read it out next week and we'll share it with the wider community.
We certainly will.
Sam, we need another jingle for this one, I think, mate.
I know.
It's everyone's favourite segment. Well, it's up for debate now. People are enjoying the whinge of the week so far, but it's time for Room 101. What are we getting rid of?
It's kind of it is kind of similar to the whinge of the week. And are you permitting me to put my whinge of the week in Room 101? Why it is a whinge?
No.
Well, that's not fair, is it?
No, because
I have to pick something
the whinge
else.
of the week. I think the whinge of the week this week wasn't directly associated with the subject that we've spoken about, so that's one of the rules. I'm afraid, Sam. It's got to somehow link in with play.
Okay. Well, I think I
want to encourage you to. I want to encourage a little bit more thought from you, Sam, and a little bit more.
No, I know what you're saying. I think my theme with putting things in Room 101 is more mindsets, because it's definitely within play. It's hard to think of an actual thing to put in there, like an object or anything like that. So I think I'll go with the mindset of not how do I put this? Let me think about it. Yeah, it's not being scared of what other people think about you is what I'm going to put in there, if that's all right with the boss. Just
I'll just go and ask her.
Oh no. I think with the whole play thing, when you're trying to sort of act silly and daft and play and enjoy yourself, you can come across silly to other people and you're a bit concerned, I don't want to say this, I don't want to do that. Yeah, just forget about that. If you're having fun and it's not hurting anyone else, it's not offending anyone else, then just do it. So that's what's going in.
Yeah.
What about you?
It's a difficult one, this, Sam. There's absolutely nothing wrong with putting like different mindsets in and stuff. I think anything that's a barrier or a block to men playing and having fun and reaping the rewards of that. Now, I want to put this in, but it also needs to come out. There's a time and place for it. It's all about the context. So I'm just going to put in growing up.
Well, okay.
But you know where I'm coming from there, because I think there are certain aspects in life where we shouldn't grow up. We need to remain childlike and sort of have that freedom to explore and to have fun and to enjoy ourselves without a care in the world. But then as a man, obviously, there's other aspects of life where we really need to be grown up. And as I said a couple of episodes ago, put away childish things.
Yeah.
So, I'm saying growing up. I'm putting growing up in, but purely related to play, because obviously we need men to grow up. We need men to step up to the plate, to be men, to be strong, to be masculine. For a lot of the other things that we speak about on this podcast. So, yeah, just make sure you take that in the wrong context. Those who are in the right context, those who are listening in.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we wouldn't be men if we hadn't grown up, would we? So, you just got to think about it in the right way, of course. It's more about sort of not losing that kind of child within, I guess, and just enjoying yourself in a suitable and reasonable way. Well, I totally get what you're saying. Totally get it.
Be creative, explore, have fun, and like what you've said, don't pay too much attention to what other people might think.
Yeah. Good. We'll allow that one then.
Thank you very much.
At least it's not vapes this time.
Well, I was tempted, I must admit.
Oh, brilliant.
Are you ready, Sam?
I was born ready, but what am I being ready for?
Well, it's the other new segment of the show where just before we wrap things up, we'll leave the listeners with a couple of nuggets of wisdom just for them to stew on and think about and contemplate ahead of the next episode. What have you got for them?
Well, so this is just this is a very, very short quote, what I've just found. And I've just been trying to... It's one of them quotes that you find on the internet. There's not really a backstory behind it. I'm trying to figure out who said it. And I have found out who said this. A guy called Richard Wagner, who was a German composer in the 19th century.
I'm familiar with Dickie Wagner, actually. Yeah.
Oh, good old Dickie Wagner, yeah. But apparently he was quite well known back then. A very influential figure. Anyway, this is the most simple quote that you're going to hear all your life. And it's just this. Joy is not in things, it is in us. Joy is not in things, it is in us. And I think that's very good to sum up what we've said about play, because at the end of the day, we are the people who are going to have the fun. It is in us to do play and enjoy ourselves. So it's about making fun out of your life. There you go.
That's a cracker. That is an absolute cracker.
You weren't expecting that, were you, Tommy?
No, it was good, and I'd encourage everyone to think about that and contemplate it. And it's a really good quote, and it applies to play, of course, but also connect, I think, as well.
Yeah,
definitely. No, it's a really good one, that, Sam. And I've also got a little nugget to share with the brethren before we close this episode. And this one is attributed to the Irish playwright George Bernard Shaw. And I really like this one. It's, we don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing.
I've heard that one before. That is a superb quote. I do like that one. Yeah. that's brilliant, and it is so true, isn't it? It's like going back to the keeping yourself fit thing. As soon as you stop moving and you stop exercising, you're gonna slow down, and then life's just gonna become so bad and difficult.
I think that sort of perfectly summarises why play is one of the thriving 5 pillars and why we've spoken about it tonight and why it's so important.
Yeah.
In very simple terms.
Yeah. Good one. So, Tommy, we have to say what we're talking about next week.
We are, and I dropped it in there a couple of times for those who are paying close attention. Top marks, bingo. But next week we will be doing another deep dive into the fifth and final pillar of the Thrive and Five philosophy of thriving and achieving greatness as a man, and that is contemplate. So contemplate, for those who haven't listened to the introductory episode where we introduce this philosophy and what it means. This one incorporates a couple of different things, as they all do. Mindfulness, meditation, prayer, and just taking time to slow down and think.
Yeah.
And think deeply. And everything that comes with that, problem solving, mental clarity. So personally, I'm really looking forward to this one. I've got a lot that I want to speak about already. I'm sure you have as well, Sam, and I think it's going to be a really good episode. And I really hope that it offers the listeners a lot of encouragement and that they really take something from it.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. But yeah, I think it's time to wrap it up, innit, mate?
I think it is. It's been a good one again, mate. I'm sorry to say that we're ending it, because I really do enjoy this time. But before we do, Sam, to the listeners, if you've got anything that you want to talk to us about, contemplate in particular next week's episode, anything that you want us to bring up or address, any questions, feedback, do get in touch. Sam, where can they get in touch, my friend?
Yeah, as always, I'd encourage people, if you have it, to go on the Instagram. That's just at Thrive Talking, and then we have the email, which is thrivetalkingpodcast@gmail.com. And we're on all the platforms. YouTube, leave a comment on YouTube, or if you know me and Tommy personally, just message us. We love it. We love all feedback and criticism. But yeah, thanks very much, everyone. You've been listening to Thrive Talking, Making Men Great Again podcast. Yes, sponsored by the incredible Honor Bound clothing. And it really is good clothing as well, because we've got our shirts now and they are top notch. We're not just saying it, they are actually very, very good. So yeah, cheers, guys.
We are a video podcast, but I've got it on right now. 100% cotton, beautiful, lovely fit. Can't wait to share it with you all. Good night, God bless.
Bye-bye.